Coach Betty Rocker here with a beginner lower body circuit, and I'm super excited to go through this with you. So we're going to start out with a lateral leg raise, and all you're going to need for this workout is a chair and maybe an ottoman or something that you can sit down to, but you have a couple of options. You don't necessarily need any weighted objects, but I'll show you a couple of variations you can do with some light handheld ones if you have any nearby. So we're going to go ahead and start out with a lateral raise. And I actually like to use the back of a chair for this first one. Let me turn my chair around. You could use the back of your couch, it really doesn't matter. Stand up tall. Remember that nice core engagement that we learned in the upper body series. So we're going to just tuck the tailbone under slightly, engage those abs, and we're going to lift and lower your leg out to the side. Good. You have the option to point the toe as you lift. It's not a big lift. Your standing leg is working as well because it has to stabilize you on one leg. You can put your foot down in between and rest it entirely if that's helpful, if it starts to feel like it's a lot. You're working the side of your glutes, which is a really important stabilizer for walking and standing, really good postural support. Good work. I want you to do about 15 or so on this side before we switch to the other side. Great, just breathe. Doing great. Let's do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Now we'll switch and do some on the right side. And really, any piece of furniture is going to work for these. I'll hold on to the side of my bookcase so that I can keep facing you. Out to the side, stand through that foot. Couple key points here. Remember to keep your chest up and open, keep your core engaged, and really establish a connection through the standing foot that balances your foot evenly through the front and the back of your foot so that you're not putting all the weight on your toe, for example, leaning forward. Good. Keep breathing. These look really simple, but I feel them so quickly in the side of my butt. Good job. Let's do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Nice. Okay, now we're going to do one that really works your butt and gets your core involved. So this is a fun one from ballet. So I'm going to stand, placing both of my hands on the back of my chair. And let's go ahead by first just drawing our knee up to our chest and then setting it down. And repeat that on the other side. Lift, and you're doing another crunch. Nice. Lift, and crunch. Lift, and crunch. Okay, that's the first part of this move. Now the second part, I want you to lean over your chair, and we're going to lift our leg up and out behind us. But we're not going to arch our back and do a crazy lift like that. We're going to maintain a really nice, straight, strong core all the way through. It's just like a lift. And you're going to really feel that in your butt. So we have to keep that nice, strong core engagement. Lift. Let's try a few of those on the other side without hyperextending our back. And then go ahead and lean forward this time and practice just to lean forward without overextending. Keep the leg nice and straight. Ready to put it together? Okay, we're going to start with the left leg. So we're going to bring the left knee up. And you can go ahead and bow forward as if your nose was going to come towards your knee. And then use that same leg, lean forward over your chair slightly, and just lift your leg behind you. Now we're going to do that on the other side. Right knee is going to come to meet your nose, and we're just going to bring that leg up behind us into a little lift as we lean forward. Come back straight, knee to nose, lift and extend. Knee to nose, lift and extend. Knee to nose, lift and extend. I like to lean forward slightly with the lift, although if you feel like it's easier to control, you can stay upright without leaning forward. Sometimes that's helpful in the beginning just to remind yourself not to arch your back and to really maintain that nice tight core. But as you feel comfortable, you can go ahead and lean forward a little bit. Great job. Knee and back. Knee and back. Good. Knee and back. Knee and back. Last one on each side, knee and back. Knee and back. Great job. Awesome, I love that move. Now we're gonna work on a reverse lunge, which I really like. It's gonna activate your hamstrings, your glutes. All of your leg muscles basically have to work to support you in this. I like to do it next to my chair, so turn to face me, hold on to the back of your chair, and then just step behind you, keeping your body upright, and then sink down, not too far, and then come back up. Let's repeat that on the other side. Step back behind you, trust yourself here, and then sink down. Good, I'm gonna show you from the side as well, and you can hold onto the front of your chair if you like. A couple important key points here that I want you to pay attention to is that my torso doesn't lean forward as I come into my lunge, right? And that's a really easy way to put too much strain on the front of the knee. So we wanna just keep our body upright. Imagine you're wearing a crown and you don't want it to fall off. That's my favorite visual for doing lunges because that makes sure that we keep that core tight and we really keep our body upright. Good. This is all about good posture and alignment. And also we notice that when we pay attention to having that upright core, we don't really have to worry as much that our knee's gonna go too far forward, right? Your back knee can touch the floor, but it doesn't have to. I think it's really helpful to hold on to something in front of you to really give yourself that support for standing up tall. You're doing great. Nice. Back and forward. Back and forward. Back and forward. Let's do 2 more. Last one. And perfect. Now still keep holding onto your chair. Engage your core and lift up onto your toes. Your toes, your feet are fairly close together. They're not touching, but they're in sort of a neutral place where they would be if you were just standing naturally. Lift up, lower down. Lift up, lower down. See if you can imagine that you have a crown on again, and then you're going straight up and then straight down, so you're not rocking all over the place. It's just straight up, straight down. Straight up, straight down. Up, down. Now I always notice that my feet make a lot of little pops and cracks, but there's no pain with that. It's normal for there to be some space created in the joints as you're moving through things. My feet may have been a little bit stiff. So pops and cracks are not a bad thing at all. It's just if there's pain associated with that we want to pay attention. This is great for your ankle mobility, and you don't need to use any resistance for this, but of course you can if you want to. And in round 2, I'll hold on to my hand weights with this so that you always have the option. But for my first set, I like to do it just body weight. Now, if you want to, I'm going to add in a set with my heels touching and my toes turned out. So I'm just going to do 5 to 8 like this, just to finish it off. My calves already feel it from those ones we just did. Last 2. Nice. Good. Now our final move is we're going to work on some assisted squats. The first thing that I like to do is work on them with a low, like an ottoman that's about the same height as your knee. Because if you were going to sit down to eat dinner, you have to do this. You have to sit down. You know this move. A squat is not really anything other than sitting down to dine. But then it's the getting up without using a table. However, you can certainly have your ottoman next to some furniture so that you can work on getting up and then sitting down. Now, a couple things, let's practice this while using our assistance, because there's a couple things that we don't always think about, what muscle groups are actually working to support us. First, remember the blueberry spine that we worked on, where you have the nice braced core? Feel that right now as you're seated. And then as you stand up, notice how much stronger you are when you brace your core. As you come back down to sitting, engage that core again, and come back up. Nice. Notice the even distribution of your weight between the front and back of your foot and both sides as you're practicing this. Now I also want you to notice, as you stand, that your glutes kick on, and you give them a little squeeze at the top as you come to standing. Good. Now if you're holding on to something beside you, go ahead and put your hands in front of you. See how that feels. Feel free to come back to holding on at any time. just up and down. And really, your feet can be about hip distance apart because that's going to give you a nice alignment, but feel free to play around with how wide your feet are. The sumo squat is the one where your feet are out wider. I like just the regular squat. It's really effective. Just sit up, stand, and now let's practice as we come up, bringing our shoulders back, opening our chest. Good. Down and up. Down and up. Are you focusing on your core engagement? Very important in a squat, always very important. Up. Good. Last two. Last one. That's it. Great. Now, as we move forward, if you have a piece of furniture in your house that you feel secure holding on to, you can work on an assisted squat where you squat without the box behind you, but you have something in front of you to hold onto that's secure. And the reason I like this one is because it just forces you to sit down and stand up without the release of sitting all the way down. You still really work those muscles, but see how I'm still up, straight up and down. Go ahead and practice that a couple times if you want to look for a good place to be able to do that. Just to practice. Okay, I'm going to roll through that whole circuit one more time, and you can repeat this video again to do 4 rounds total, or even just 3, your choice. Okay, come to standing beside your chair, and we're going to lift the leg out. Help if I move my props out of the way. Lift the leg out to the side, and let's go a little quicker this time. Now you know what to do. You've got a nice strong core. Keep your chest up and open. Keep breathing. Great job. Let's try 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Nice. Now come to your other side, or you can just turn around with your chair, whatever you've got, and we're going to do it again. Great job. Keep lifting. Keep squeezing. Keep up tall. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Did you notice how tired your standing leg got? It's working hard when it's just standing there holding you up. Okay, we're going to go back to those knee to nose with the leg extension. So stand facing your chair back, shoulders back. Go ahead and lift the left knee, come to meet your nose, and then float it back, giving that little lift. Again, other side, nose, and then lift. Knee to nose, lift behind you. Knee to nose, lift behind you. Check in with yourself here. The only thing is you're leaning forward and your glutes are doing all the work. Your back is not doing any of the work. Want to have a nice, strong, engaged core here. Great job. Nice. Great job. Let's go. Just a few more. Keep breathing. Last one each side. Here we go. And done. Nice. You feel that, I bet. It's good. Okay, we're going to go back into our reverse lunges. You have the option to stay with the assistance by holding onto the back of your chair, working on everything that we worked on before stepping back. Let's do a couple just like this, then I'll give you some other options. Stepping back with control. Good. Now, if you feel like you don't need the help or the support, you can do that without any assistance, just stepping back. And you can also hold your light dumbbells or light-weighted objects. Step back and step forward. And if it helps, if it's more helpful to do one side at a time because you want to hold on to the resistance, you can go ahead and just do one leg at a time and then switch if it helps. And you you want to hold a little extra resistance. You have lots of options here. So keep doing whichever one you prefer. Nice. And I switch legs if you're doing a single side. Keep that chest up. Keep stepping back. Shoulders stay back and strong. And I want you to do about 10 to 12 on each leg. So whether you're doing all at the same time on one side or you're alternating like I am now, just do 12 total on each side. And you're done. Okay, we're gonna come into some calf raises. Again, we have the option to do the calf raises up against our chair, holding on. And you can also hold on to your weighted objects if you don't need any assistance holding on. And you can just lift and lower. Really, it's fine to do it either way. Your calves like a lot of reps. They don't need a ton of weight to get a lot of benefit, so don't feel like you even have to use any resistance at all. It's just a bonus and optional. And it really has to do with how you feel comfortable and if you're able to balance. And a lot of that will come from your core strength. So keep working on that. Keep working on practicing that blueberry spine position, keeping your shoulders back and chest upright, gaze nice and neutral. Last two, last one. We're gonna bring our heels to touch, toes turn out, and we'll do 5 to 8 more in this position. Great job. Ooh, this is the burn. Last one, and done. Well done, well done. Okay, we're gonna move on into those assisted squats again. Why I prefer assisted squats is just because you can really make sure that you're isolating the right muscle groups. So really, this is your choice. If you want to do this, you can hold on to a chair, but you want to make sure you have something you can really secure that you can almost pull against. That's why I like my banister or my bookcase. So stand with your feet just about slightly wider than hip distance. Send your hips back behind you, and then squeeze your glutes as you come up at the top. Engage your core as you come down so that your back remains flat. So what I don't want is like this, right? That's not really a good squat. It's not good for your back. So we engage that blueberry spine, and we sit back, and then we stand back up using our glutes to power us back up. Come down, and come up. And if you prefer to practice this with the sit down, that's fine too. And if you want to sort of progress, you can hold your weighted objects on your shoulders, and you can sit down, tap your butt down, and come up using all of those same form tips we just talked about. Up, squeeze. All of these you'll really feel in different ways. Sit, hold your core in strong, and power up and squeeze. Sit and squeeze. Top. Last two. Last one. Great job. Okay, you might be feeling like that was plenty for today, or you want to go back and start again. Feel free to go back and do this again. If you're done, you can do some stretches for your glutes with me, which we're going to go ahead and do down the floor. Otherwise, just go back to the part where we started the workout and do it again and come back to this at the end. Lay down on your back, extend your right leg out, reach your hands for your left knee, and hug your left knee into your chest. Enjoy that. Release your grip. Bring your left knee over towards your right shoulder. Just a gentle stretch, and you'll feel this stretch your glutes out here. Release any pressure or pull. Put your left hand on the floor, and then just gently bring your left leg over your body. You don't have to come all the way across, but if you feel comfortable doing so, that's great. My knee isn't touching the ground, just my foot. Only do that till it feels good. And come back to center when you're ready. Straighten that leg out. bring your right knee into your chest, give it a little hug straight up. Then bring your knee over and across to your opposite shoulder. Feel a stretch through your glute on the right side this time. Then same thing, stretch your right arm out to the side. I'm going to pet the dog. Release the pressure on the knee, and then gently draw the knee over to the other side where you look over your right arm. And again, you don't have to force this. It should just feel a nice stretch for your back. Breathe into any tightness, but don't do this to a pain point. Just let it feel good. And then come back to center. Go ahead and come back to a seated position, and we'll just do a couple more stretches for our hips using a chair or ottoman, something that's low, about knee height. So I'm going to sit tall, and I'm going to cross my ankle over my knee. And this may not feel comfortable for you, so just try it out. If it's not comfortable, you can just keep your feet on the floor and just lean forward. You could even cross an ankle over and lean forward. And cross your knee and lean forward. Let's try that on the other side. You'll feel a deeper hip stretch this way. Then a nice one for your hamstrings is to just straighten your leg out in front of you with your toe pointed up and then lean forward. I find this nice and easy to control for the hamstring. And repeat that on the other side. You're just going to straighten your leg out, point your toe up towards the ceiling without forcing it, and then just lean forward. That's it. All right, well done. Thank you so much for doing that with me. I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to hear from you, and let me